So where we left off, you had made a deal, signed a contract with a mysterious individual, a giant troll-like woman on the outskirts of the Tovian fields in the god realm of Nyx. There was some blood exchanged and a request made for you to bring Savas alive back to this individual. A little bit of mystery to it. You're not exactly sure how it's going to work out or how it's going to play out. How much you trust the situation is up to you entirely. But with what was most likely the god of slaughter, Mogus himself, trying to breach the realm of Krufix to obtain some sort of, revenge or act back against an attempt at his mind being invaded by a very, very small creature. Won't name names. Otto.
I think Otto wants you to name him.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. I think he's proud of it. He's very proud of it.
Most definitely am. I'm gonna tell everyone about it.
Maybe caused a war between gods. But you're not sure. But in the final moments of that, you were ejected from that realm safely with the assistance of your partner? Question mark in this venture to acquire Savas. So, waking up, you guys all find yourselves face down. Sand in your mouths all over you, face down on a beach. The sun is rising. It looks like it's early morning. You feel waves crashing around you. You seem to be washed up in a ways as you sort of gather yourselves together and come to. You seem to be on a beach. You can hear some activity. Just kind of getting up and glancing around. You're still standing in the waves at this point. You're soaking wet, covered in sand. There seems to be what looks like a procession of black-veiled men and women marching up the beach towards the entryway of a large city that you can assume is Neolantin.
Who died?
The procession itself is just moving up and away from you. They don't seem to be acknowledging you. But
Yeah, no, I assumed they were far away.
yeah, they're good distance away, but they're moving into the city. Looks like they were on the beach at some point, organized on the beach, and they are now moving back into the city.
Is anybody looking at us weird?
Not that you can see. Looks like people aren't really paying much attention to you.
Just washing up on the beach, just your normal Tuesday.
aside from
Perfect.
this black veiled, black clothed procession, there's nobody really else on the beach. There's a few people that seem to be spectating it that are just sort of standing and watching, but for the most part, they all seem to be involved in whatever took place here.
Oh, so like they're watching the procession. They're not watching us.
Right.
Okay. I want to send Fi on a scouting mission. Wait, how far away is the procession?
They're about 300
Like
feet away
kind of
from you,
close.
up the beach.
Okay, then yeah, I can send Fi out. I want to see like I want her to see if there's anything off about them.
Okay. Okay, so you send Fi up into the air. Anybody else while Fi is scouting?
I don't know about you all, but I could use a drink.
Yeah.
Is the town within visible distance?
Yeah, you can see
they're walking in.
the direction that procession is going, and there's a large gateway with two massive wooden doors that open wide into the city beyond.
I'd like to brush off as much sand as I can, and shall we head into the city?
Let's go.
Brushing yourself off, you do note that you don't see your little companion Dead Rose around anywhere.
God damn it. Actually, I would like to look for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perception or investigation?
Dirty 20.
Okay. So looking around, you don't really see anything. I mean, he's pretty small, and the waves are crashing about up to your ankles. So, if he was here, he could have been washed further out to sea, or further up the beach somewhere. It's hard to say.
Yeah. I want to, as we're heading, up onto the beach, if I can keep kind of looking around and see if I see anything that looks disturbed or whatever.
Okay.
Maybe I'll see him.
Yeah, you can keep your eyes open.
Yep.
Anybody else? While you're moving along, want to do anything?
Is Ilio still with me at all?
Yeah. Checking the skull. It's still tied there to your side. Fiddling with it a little bit. Ilio sort of peeks his way out, looks around, but he seems still kind of traumatized from the experience. So his little slime self is just curled into his skull and doesn't seem to want to get out at all.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure he was there.
Yep, he's still there moving about. Seems fine. So moving up the beach, it's a pretty long procession. Looks like there were possibly hundreds of people. They're moving slowly up through the gates. As you reach the gates, you see the city of Neolantin itself. Um, have any of you been here before?
I
Good
feel like there's a chance
question.
that Lazuli would have been, just since isn't Meltus just like a
Yeah,
day
it's
or
north.
so away?
Yeah, north of Neolantin.
Yeah, I feel
Um,
like they would have been there
okay.
before.
Well, I'll get to you in a second. Vel, do you have a question as well?
Oh no, I was just thinking of. I have no idea. I guess Ashi probably wouldn't have been here.
Being from Scophos, it's far in the north. It's possible you could have ended up in Neolantin at some point, but
I'm gonna go with no.
okay. I'd say
Yeah, I
Lazuli.
don't think that I did because I think I headed in the opposite direction of
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
your origin city is pretty close to Neolantin,
Yeah.
but it's not likely
I
that.
might know about it, but I don't
Yeah,
know if I would have ever come here.
I'd say you and Lazuli both roll history for me.
18.
What's history?
In
Uh, dirty 20.
Okay. So what you know of Neolantin? There was an island city off the coast called Olantin. It was ruled by a triarchy. The city of Neolantin is still ruled by a similar government. But the city of Olantin itself was crushed, destroyed, and sunken into the sea by the god Heliod. Uh, there's a lot of mythology and rumors about how and why it happened. Some people say that the it's involved with the king's wife. She was stolen away. There was a massive war with the city of Acros, and some perceived insults caused the god Heliod to crush and sink the city. Others say the triarchy themselves began to think of themselves as gods. Heliod being the god of the sun, the god of horizons, um, his light was very respected among this island nation. But there was a time of great darkness where the triarchy created a massive false sun using magic to bathe their light bathe their city in light with the absence of Heliod's light. Heliod, seeing this, thought they became too prideful and sunk the city, destroyed it. Neolantin is the city of those survivors. The beach that you've landed on, you can assume, is the Beach of Tears. The Beach of Tears is where the first settlers of Neolantin landed after surviving the sinking of Olantin. The city itself, it's still run by a triarchy, similarly to how Olantin was run. They have an elite Heliod guard as well. they still have a temple to Heliod, which is one of the most majestic structures in the city. Just passing through the gates, you can already see the tops of it over the buildings to your left-hand side. They live very much in fear of the gods, in fear and reverence of the god Heliod in particular. There are several temples here in Neolantin to many of the gods, including Keranos. There's a temple to the god of the dead, with a massive graveyard surrounding it as well. Law here is very different from elsewhere in the world in Theros. There's judges that walk through the street, and they're almost like police officers will interject themselves into like things as simple as arguments. So people are kind of wary of them and wary of what they say and do around these judges, who are also just like veiled figures that sort of walk around with Heliod guard units with them as well. There are a couple of very wealthy families in Neolantin. Lazuli, you would be familiar with the House of Ixonis. It's Ixones.
Okay.
The former patriarch of that family was said to be one of the very first people, if not the very first person, to wash up on the Beach of Tears. The matriarch of the family is named Fedora Ixona. She's a very old woman, and she has a massive collection of Neolantin artifacts. It's an obsession of hers and of their family for generations to collect whatever they can from the sunken ruins of their city. And she has a massive mansion here in the city, very close to the Temple of Heliod, that just houses all of these artifacts. Otherwise, the city itself, while being very religious, there's still a theater, there's public bathhouses, and it's very majestic, very upscale, very wealthy people live here in this city. Any questions about Neolantin?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
So moving through, you pass on your right hand side. You're sort of walking with this procession now, who still don't seem to really be acknowledging you. You're starting to dry off, but you're still pretty wet from the seawater. You pass what is the Hall of the Triarchs. It looks like a small palace. The building itself is golden and silver and white marble. Beautiful structure. It's where the government resides. Civil officials and nobles and priests, Karametra priestesses and priests of Heliod. They all reside in this structure with the Triarchs themselves. You can see passing by, there's what looks to be a large audience hall. There's several groups of people performing rites in service to their gods, whichever gods they worship. There's also a massive courtyard with a really large altar and a cauldron on a column that's lit very brightly. Keep moving.
Is this like a common funeral rite in other places, or is this all kind of strange?
It doesn't seem to be a funeral to you.
Oh, okay.
There's enough people that it seems to be some sort of citywide event.
Interesting.
A lot of the temples looking around, sort of trying to make connections. You notice the black veils that people are wearing. There's also similar black veils and fabric hanging from some of the temples and walls, even some of the residential homes, as you pass through and pass by.
Would we have heard about any sort of like traditions or rites?
Uh,
Uh,
the Neolantin people are, again, they're very reclusive from the world,
okay.
and they worship a lot of gods. They
Okay.
with the destruction of their city, they almost live in fear of the gods. They don't want anything like that to happen to them again. They
Mm-hmm.
appreciate the settlement that they have here, and they don't want to lose it. So they spend almost all of their time worshiping. The guard unit themselves and the Triarchy work very hard to maintain that reverence, and anybody that sort of steps out of line or in defiance of this godly reverence, they come down pretty hard on them. They do open trials, public trials, and elsewhere in the city, you'd be familiar of there's a location sort of where these public trials take place, where individuals aren't really given a defense; they're meant to defend themselves, but it is presided over by the triarchy and several of the higher-ranking priests. Anybody who might persecute them and prosecute them for whatever crimes they've committed.
Got it. So keep your head down here.
So do you guys want to move through and past the hall of the triarchs?
Yeah.
Okay. Harmony, Otto, Ashi.
Yeah, I'm good to keep moving.
Okay. So moving through, you come to a crossroads. It seems to be the central walk of the city. I'm going to provide you guys with a map. I'm going to put it in our chat here. It's an interactive map as well, so you can sort of move around and see things.
I already have that one up.
So you're sort of in the more central area. It's marked as the Agora.
This is so neat.
How do I see what's the Agora?
So if you hover over some of the locations, you'll see there's a square with blue rooftops towards the center of the map.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Yes.
You see a symbol
Look
of
for the
a leaf?
Oh, of a leaf.
Yeah, right in the middle.
yeah, the leaf says Kara Metro,
Oh,
Georgia, or
okay.
whatever.
Yes.
Yep.
I see it now. I missed it. Thank
No
you.
worries. Yep. So you're moving in from the northern area into the Agora. It's a lot more active than the side street that you had come up on from the Beach of Tears, which you can see on the west side of the map there. Moving through, it's pretty active here. There is active trade and marketplace, several marketplace locations. It's early in the morning. You sort of see people starting to get set up, get their shops set up, their stalls set up. There are what look to be speakers and politicians in place, also dressed in the more of that dark black clothing. The procession itself turned left away from you and is moving towards the Temple of Heliod. You see other processions similar to it also joining it and moving towards that temple. But moving into the Agora, there are a couple taverns that you can duck into if you'd like. On your left-hand side, moving into the square, there's you'll see a large temple of Ifara, the god Ifara. Next to it, there's what looks to be like more of an upscale tavern. The people there look very well dressed, well mannered. Further down the street on the right hand side, there's a smaller place. Looks a little more haphazard.
I say we go for the haphazard one.
Yep, I agree.
Sure.
Okay. So moving down the street, there's plenty of space. Nobody's really sitting down yet. There is a barkeep, a young human man. He's sort of just wiping things down, cleaning things up, getting ready. Like he's just really gotten himself organized here. But there's several open tables and nobody really sitting down yet. Move right in and take your seats.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all move in, you sit down. It's really your first few minutes to yourselves in peace that you've had in quite a while, where you haven't been on any sort of a crazy ride. You kind of catch your breath for a minute.
I'll buy everyone around.
Okay, you flag the bartender. He walks over and what would you guys like?
Just ale. Everyone can choose what they like.
drinks all around. Anybody, anything in particular?
I'll have a water.
Harmony says disgruntledly.
I'll have an ale.
Ale.
Yeah, I'm gonna have ale too.
Okay. Barkeep nods, moves back off. Ilio, you hear Ilio at your belts. So it's like, hey.
Okay, I'll untie the skull from my hip and put him up on the table.
Sort of slinks out, peeks around. He's like, I'm gonna try to keep my head down, so to speak. But I haven't had a drink in a minute. You wanna do me a favor?
Can you
You want a
even
drink?
I would love a drink.
are you physically capable of drinking?
I've never had the opportunity to try, but I'm sure I can figure it out.
He can have mine. It's fine.
Good.
You just pour him a little puddle.
He sort of ducks back into the skull, waiting.
Well,
Yeah,
you can
I'm
just
gonna put
toss
the
him
skull
into
not
the.
on top of the table now, so that it's not just sitting up there.
What was that, Otto?
Ada, did you say something?
Yeah, you can toss the slime into a cup with the ale. That should work.
Absolutely.
You sort of hear muffled from below. Like, I'm not against it.
No.
So you've all been through a lot. How do you feel?
Stressed. I guess.
Yes, we're not exactly in a good situation. And we didn't exactly
No.
leave the others in a good situation either.
Hey, I'm thrilled.
Thrilled to
Honestly.
be alive.
Well, yeah, that too, but I wanted a story, and I got one.
So now'd be a good time to make some plans. Discuss your actions moving forward, what you'd like to do.
I know this
Bartender,
isn't exactly going to be the most welcome news, but part of the condition for us leaving that place alive was to find Savas alive.
Did you find out anything of where his whereabouts might be?
All we have is what we had to go off of before when you tried scrying and saw him in the jungle. Our best lead is that he's somewhere in the Siren Sea Isles. We'll try to find somebody here in Neolantin who's more familiar with the Isles, who can either serve as a guide, provide news, give us some kind of information about what traffic out there is like. From there, if we're able to send a scout ahead, that would be incredible. But if not, we will do the scouting ourselves.
That sounds like a solid plan.
the bartender returns with your drinks, sets everything down. Harmony gives you a tall cup of water.
Thank you.
He nods and steps away. There's other people sort of slowly starting to enter the bar as well now. A young couple, you notice, for the most part, the city seems to be mostly human. You do see some elves. One orc, notably, seems to keep to himself off in the corner. He's not sitting down. He's just leaned up on the outside of the bar. Waved down the bartender who seems to be waiting.
With more people coming in, are we able to hear any of their conversations?
People seem pretty quiet, pretty whispered right now. Nobody's really having any loud conversations that you can make out.
Okay.
Anything else you guys would like to discuss while you're waiting for you? While you're just kind of hanging out here with your drinks.
No, I don't got anything really.
Okay. The bar itself seems pretty quiet. There's again whatever procession that was seems to be the focus of the day at the moment.
Should we ask about this? Of what
Yeah, we should
what's going
definitely
on?
ask about this.
I want a soup.
Okay.
I want to flag down the bartender for soup.
Okay. Yep. He notes you. He just finished speaking with that orc in the corner. Um, moves off. He kneels down just to get to eye level with you. So, hey, what can I get you? I'm gonna give you an image of the bartender as well. What would you like, Harmony?
I would like your biggest bowl of soup, please. And
Uh,
I'll give him a gold coin for it.
okay. Any particular interest type of soup? We have some options for you.
I would like whatever is your favorite.
He smirks. He's like, oh well, okay. I can absolutely help you with that. Anybody else? Anything else?
I think I'm good on food, but I have to ask. We just got into town, and weren't aware of any events happening. What is the procession?
Ah, so you're travelers, new here, new to the city.
We are?
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, I'm afraid you've come on more of a somber day for our city. Once a year, mourners gather at the Beach of Tears and proceed throughout the city towards the Temple of Heliod to mourn the loss of our previous city, Neolantin, and those who died in the drowning.
A somber day indeed.
More of a To many of us, it's more of a thanks to the gods for allowing us to have this meager location and allow us to continue living our lives here. But there is sadness at the loss.
Do we know how long ago that was? Is that like old, or is
Ancient,
that like
yeah,
okay?
ancient.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions? Anybody'd like to ask about the city, about anything at all?
Um, I want to ask him, uh, what kind of what? How do I even word this? I want to ask him about the port, about if there's a lot of ships that go in and out, or if they mostly just stick to their routes.
Well, for the most part, we do get a lot of trade coming into the port city here. We have some disagreements with the city of Melitus, so it is difficult getting certain things here. But there's a
Hmm.
lot of traffic, a good number of ships, privateers, adventurers, traders. Usually, we've got several ships coming in and out of the ports every day.
Okay.
Uh, and on that note, who would be the best to talk to about some of that traffic or perhaps planning a trip out?
You want to take a trip with somebody?
Yes.
Yes.
I'd visit the harbor itself. You can see a lot of the ships docked there. They'll have representatives somewhere within the vicinity of those ships, and they'll be able to either help you there or direct you to somebody within the city who can help you, either captains or individuals who can arrange payment and travel.
Thank you very much. We will do that.
Of course. Anything else I can help you all with?
Since
Soup,
we're
please.
outsiders, soup, please. Since we're outsiders on a day of mourning, is there anywhere that we should avoid, or is there anywhere that would be good for us to spend some time in that would allow the
Hmm.
locals to have their time?
Well, I'd keep your heads down for sure. There's been a bit of trouble mulling about the city recently. How long do you plan on being here?
Not long, a few days at most.
Fair enough. Well, just so you know, there's been some rabble rousers. There's what's supposed to be a musical show, a protest, supposed to take place at the theater. He sort of
What?
motions down the street towards the theater, towards the Temple of Heliod.
What are they protesting?
Well, not everybody here believes we should praise and love the gods as we do. The city itself keeps a pretty tight lock on that sort of thing, but there's been he seems hesitant a bit to fully go into the details. He's he's a little slower spoken now, taking thought into what he's saying. There's been individuals that have caused trouble lately who have either or posted things around the city or spoken a little too loudly in public gatherings about their opinions. And the guard itself has increased its number and arrested certain people. Others still walk the city. So be good to keep your head down and just watch what you say and who you talk to. I don't know your opinions of the gods, and your opinions are yours, but just be careful.
We'll keep that in mind. Thank you for the warning.
Anything else, or can I fetch your tiny friend here the soup she so desires?
I think we're fine.
He nods and moves off back towards the bar.
I'm gonna pour a little bit of ale into the skull for Ilio.
You hear him sloshes around a little bit,
Drown him.
splashes out of the skull, but you hear a very contented sigh. As you do that, fire returns to you.
Okay.
Lands purchased back onto your wrist. Sort of relays some of the sights. So uh, you make note through the connection that there's a large temple out on the islands off to the east. There seem to be a lot of individuals moving about at that temple, uh, as well as visions of the Temple of Heliod itself, where that procession is congregating, awaiting what seems to be somebody or a speaker of some kind. They're congregating on the staircase out in front of the temple. And that temple is a very, very tall structure that cones upwards. You can see it from almost anywhere else in the city. Uh, Beyond that, the city itself was still everybody's still waking up, still very, very empty, uh, with various people moseying about. He did make note of a couple interesting things happening at the harbor, what looked like a brawl of some kind.
And well, I guess she might have been too high up, but like no one that Fi recognized at the harbor is all I was gonna ask.
Yeah, yes, definitely should notice the harbor and the activity there,
Okay.
and was likely not seen.
Yeah.
What's the orc guy doing now?
Sitting just by himself. He sat down at a table near where he was leaning previously, drinking. Seems like he's keeping a really close eye on something.
Can I tell what he's looking at?
From where you're sitting, you can't tell exactly. He's looking out into the agora at something specifically. But you notice his gaze doesn't seem to shift very much. Sometimes he looks side to side. For the most part, he seems intent on keeping an eye on something out there.
I want to keep an eye on him for if any of his behavior changes.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell the others about the brawl at the harbor, and I'm gonna say, it seems like there's some trouble brewing at the harbor. It could be a good time to head there and try to make some friends or some enemies, depending on how that fight goes.
You want to get involved in this brawl after just being told to keep our heads down.
Well,
Yes.
if we get involved with the brawl, someone will owe us a favor.
Or we could get arrested.
I'd also like to point out that
Potentially.
you guys haven't like rested, so
Hmm.
whatever you had utilized, nothing's been restored at this time.
Mhm.
So a long rest might be something that you would be interested in as well at some point.
Yep, definitely. What time of day is it?
It's still early morning. Everybody's still
Okay.
getting up, waking up. Sun's starting to come up, but it's still not 100% bright outside.
Oh, so we're really in the pub early.
Yeah. You probably hear that he was just getting
Morning
things ready.
drinking.
Yeah.
Alcoholics.
He returns Harmony with your soup, sets it down.
Is there meat in the soup?
Yeah, there's a variety of meat in there, a lot of veggies. He sets down a little bowl of spice. It's reddish spice. Slides it over next to the soup. He says, "This one here is my specialty. Spice it lightly, not too much. If you like it really hot, add more."
Okay. Thank you.
He nods and steps away. You notice Lizzie the orc motions him over, and he goes and speaks to the orc.
I'm gonna pick out all of the meat from my soup and give it to Fi and Sai. Well, assuming Fi wants meat.
Yeah, Fi eats meat.
Okay, I feed
Okay.
it to our little companions.
I'm assuming they're too far away for me to actually hear anything.
Yeah, keeping an eye on it. The barkeep himself is sort of leaned over. They seem to be speaking kind of hushed.
All right. Where's the bathroom? Are there bathrooms in places like this?
There's public bathhouses for that sort of
Okay.
thing.
Never mind.
What would I need to roll to see how spicy the spice is?
Nature.
Here's nature. Don't I have a bonus on nature or do I not?
Let me pull.
Because yours didn't have a bonus on it.
No, you don't have a bonus for nature.
Okay. I rolled a 14.
Okay. So giving it a quick snip, you dab just a bit on your finger, give it a lick. It's not too spicy, but you also get the longing feeling of it as it sort of sits on your tongue. That it's the more you intake, the spicier it's gonna get.
But it's not really spicy.
No, it's not gonna kill you.
Alright, I'll dump half of it in.
Okay. Big pile of spice powder sitting on top of your soup. Want to mix it in?
Yes, I do mix it in.
Okay. The barkeep and the orc have finished their conversation. The barkeep moves back over behind the bar, and the orc himself seems again focused on whatever he was eyeballing before. The younger couple that was sitting down gets up, makes their way out. They wave and say something to the barkeep. He waves them off.
What kind of other foods do bars have? Would they have like, I don't know, a little bread or something?
Yeah, they definitely
Bread,
have some
yeah.
bread. Yeah.
I'll get up. I've changed my mind. I would like some bread. So I want to go up to the bar. And I'm assuming, like, would I pass by the orc if I go up to the bar?
No, he's more towards the entrance. You're a bit inside.
Okay, so essentially what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to at least like at some point on the walk to the bar and then back be able to have the same line of sight that he does.
Okay. So
And I want to look out to wherever he's looking.
okay, yeah. I mean, it'd look a little funny. He's got his back to you, so it'd look a little funny. Sort of, you kind of have to go out of your way uh, to get back towards the front of this more like open air setting and see in the direction that he's looking back out towards the agora. Is that what you'd like to do?
Hmm. Do we have a view on the agora at all from our table right now?
You've got a view straight out,
Oh,
basically
never mind.
towards.
Okay.
You're looking at the edges of it, so you can see across the way in some market stalls. He seems to be looking more in the direction of what is the temple over there that you had passed on your way in.
Got it. All right, I'm not trying anything. I'm still just watching.
Are you going to get some bread?
Yeah, I'll get some bread.
Okay. Yep, so you move up. Barkeep seems to. He notes you looking. He looks to the orc quickly and then looks back to you and moves up. So you get, well, can I help you with something else?
Did I already order bread or is not yet?
Not yet. No. Would you like to?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like a out of roleplay thing. Yeah, no, I changed my mind. Want to have a little bit of bread. It's a little early to just have a breakfast of alcohol.
He nods at you.
Yeah.
He gets a basket together, reaches under the bar, and fills it up with what looks like pretty fresh, pretty nice bread. A few different types. One looks a little more of a wheat bread. One of them seems to have bits of fruit in it.
I'm taking that one.
Okay. He hands you the whole basket.
Well,
Push it out
yeah,
to you.
no, I mean
Yep.
like when we get back to the table, I'm taking that one before other people can.
Okay.
And I'll give him a gold for it.
Okay.
Um, yeah, not gonna try anything else. That's it.
As you make your way back and sit back down at the table, you notice a procession of hoplite armored soldiers uh, moving towards the center area of the agora, towards that Temple of Heliod location, at least in that direction. There's about 6 of them. There's a very dignified looking individual in the middle of that pack. They're sort of surrounding and protecting this person. You can't really make out who they are from the formation of these armored units. They have large shields and big long spears. Uh, Golden armor, uh, plating that looks very well kept. Very fancy for what you'd expect to be guards, but they all look in good shape and they look sort of fearsome as soldiers would. They move past pretty quickly. The orc glances at them, doesn't really change his mood or his attitude, and then starts to look back towards what he was looking at. They pass by and move back off towards into the agora out of your sight.
Okay. And did we get a look at the individual that they were guarding?
You couldn't really tell as they pass by. Just somebody in very, very wealthy looking finery.
Okay. But not black.
Yeah, was not wearing the same like black garbed outfits as the rest of the city seems to be wearing. And not everybody is wearing them, but it's predominant.
Yeah.
You guys plan on hanging out here for long, or do you want like what would you like to do here?
What does everybody else want to do?
Otto, Ashi?
Um, I guess, are we tired at all from being
I mean,
awake?
I would assume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's morning.
Like, might be a good idea to rest maybe for a while and then go out later.
Yeah, you can try and find an inn, some kind. Ask some questions about the city. Otto, you have any ideas?
Probably has a recommendation for lodging.
He could.
I want to ask him.
Yeah, he likely would. I agree.
Okay. Yep. He comes back over. He's how do you enjoy the soup?
It was very good. Not spicy enough, though.
Oh, well, I can get you something spicy if you like.
Can you?
I can absolutely.
That would be wonderful. As well as, do you have any information in regards to a place to stay for lodging?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, I myself am also an innkeep here in town. He motions down the street to the left. He says, like, right around the corner here, attached to the bar, we have an inn space. We don't have a whole lot of space, but I can get you all a larger room if you'd like to stay in there.
Yes, please. But I want my own room.
I think that's what the condition was. We can split
Uh,
up too.
Well, unfortunately, I have one large room that I can give to you. If you need lodging for multiple, you'd have to look elsewhere in the city.
Oh. Okay, fine. We can share. Or
So
they
you,
can split up, but I would like to stay at your place.
why, thank you, and the rest of you.
I'll stay.
I'm not sure I want to share a room with 5 people total.
How big is like?
Fine.
Are we even gonna? How big is the room? Are we even gonna be able to all fit on the floor?
Is there another place that's nearby?
Well, considering the event, I don't know if anybody else has space.
I understand.
Towards the north side of the city, there are a couple locations I can direct you to, but being the times that we're having here, the day that you've arrived, things are gonna be pretty packed. So you might have trouble.
Fine,
Completely
I'll sleep on the
understandable.
floor.
But
As
the room
Harmony,
has space. I can make sure you all have bedding and adequate care.
I think yes, we would certainly like the room. There's a
Okay.
possibility we might find something supplemental, but for now, yes.
Okay. I will warn you. There is a group staying in the room across from this one. They've been very polite to me and very kind, but they're kind of rowdy and loud when they are here drinking. Just as a word of warning.
I
Sounds like a good
appreciate
time.
the warning. Thank you.
Mhm. I'll get you keys, and I will come back with very spicy soup for you.
Yes.
He moves back off. You hear a whistle from the orc, and he moves back towards the orc, and they have another more hushed conversation.
I want to get Otto's attention. Actually, no, I don't. I wasn't there for that. Never mind. Wait, except for he's bragged about it, hasn't he?
Sort
What?
of. The Mogus situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sort of touched on it. You didn't really get the full explanation, but you can ask.
I want to use message and point at Otto and ask, do you have a way of knowing what they're talking about?
No, them who?
I'll nod my head behind me.
The orc and the barkeep are having more of a hushed conversation out there, looking out into the agora.
Well, if I can go over there, I can try to listen. But if you mean of a magical way, no, not really.
You lying bastard. All right. Sounds
I
good.
don't.
Leave her alone.
I spend all my spells
Yeah.
just for this. I'm out of mojo. Leave me
Okay.
alone.
All right. All right. All right. All
They've
those fireballs.
But I can still do it if you want me to.
No, that's all right. Unless you are feeling bold, but we're keeping our heads down.
Heads down. Okay.
Mia sees you. You hear a bit of slosh from your waist of that skull. The eyeball starts to slowly peek out. Looks up at you. You say, you got any more?
No, I think you've had enough. And I'm gonna
I would
kind of
love some
gently
more.
push him back into the skull as he's talking.
The barkeep was passing by, sort of as haven't you heard something? He could kind of cast a side glance at you guys, but continue moving.
I'm gonna stand up from. I'm gonna get up, and I'm gonna move towards the bartender.
Okay, he's back standing at the
I'm.
bar.
Oh, he's not standing and talking with the orc anymore.
No, he'd
Yeah,
walked
they're
away.
done.
Oh, never mind that. I thought he
All
was
good.
still there in the second.
All good.
Anything else you guys would like to do here while you're waiting for Harmony's new spicier soup? This is a good time to exchange information as well. Considering you guys were split up for a minute.
Yeah, that's fair. Quietly, keeping hushed voices, I will relay to the rest of the party what we learned about Savas from our giantess friend, which includes that he is the son of Keranos. So we just saw a family feud. He ended up being stolen by Mogus, the one we so graciously pissed off, and thrown into that endless war that I believe you sampled a taste of. He resisted the will of Mogus and had a moment of clarity where he betrayed them and joined forces with Aroa.
Wait, is okay? So Mogus is that ancient enemy from the underworlds that
Mogus
he
is
fought?
the god of slaughter that you attempted to
Mogus
invade
is
the
the
mind of.
guy
No,
that
yeah,
you
I know,
Yeah.
I know. But is that the enemy from the underworld that the captain fought?
No, we
No.
Huh?
saw the captain fight Keranos, who is his father and the storm god.
Okay, but you mentioned Mogus now, then and Savas. What's the relation?
Correct.
I missed that. My bad.
So Savas is the son of Keranos, and Mogus, god of slaughter, stole Savas from Keranos. Child snatching, kidnapping,
Oh, okay,
stolen,
okay.
threw him into
I
a war.
relate to that.
Did
Good to
you?
know.
Were you?
When I got thrown into the Feywilds, it's the same thing.
I was about to say, did you kidnap a child, or were you kidnapped as a child? I feel like there's an equal part or equal chance.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks at
I
Sai.
mean, being thrown into
Yeah.
the wild is
Yeah, you sure did.
oh man. Yes, so Savas betrayed Mogus, joined forces with Erois, and they turned the tides of that war in Erois' favor for a time. And Erois is the one that gifted Savas the Theros. However, Erois is the god of victory and honor, and did not appreciate Savas's betrayal to Mogus, despite whatever Mogus and Erois have going on. Erois doesn't want to win through subterfuge, and so after Savas demanded a gift for their assistance in turning the tides in Erois' favor, he was given the Theros and then sent into Agonis, the realm of betrayers, to sail endlessly and alone. That should have been the end of the story. But Phenox can't leave well enough alone, god of deception, pulled him out of Agonis with the Theros despite all of the other gods involved in this, and freed him into Theros. Savas is not human. He is more than.
So, any questions for each other?
I'll also say that I believe Savas is or was Nyxborn at some point. I don't know if you can come back from that.
So, Ashi and Lazuli as well. You don't really know what went down to trigger that Mogus attempt to breach into the realm that you were in when you were dealing with that contract situation as well.
We sure don't. What the fuck happened?
Well, you want the short version or the long version?
Let's start with the short version.
The short version is I was going to make a deal, and then this dude over here decided to use his big brain for nothing.
Thank you. Finally, someone notices that I'm big brain. Yes. Well, he's a cranky dude. You can't blame me for that.
What did you actually do?
I was just trying to figure out what he was thinking.
You wanted to know what a god was thinking.
I was trying to help out a friend here, cause well, Harmony was trying to get the Mogus's attention, and he wasn't responding. So, you know how
Barkeep,
I'm impatient I can be.
Barkeep
And
returns
well,
with
he
your
got
spicier
mad.
soup. Harmony.
Spicy soup?
Yes. Sets it down, seems to realize you guys are in a bit of an intense conversation and moves back off, gives you your privacy.
I eat soup. Do I need to roll again?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
I hope it's a Constitution saving throw. I'll just lower my voice back down and
Anyways,
try to remind everybody to keep their
I
voices
think
low, too.
he saw me as a potential threat, and then he wanted to kill me.
I
don't
don't
think
know
he
if
saw
he
you as
saw
a
you as a
threat.
threat.
Yeah. Of course it did.
I think you just pissed him off. He's the god of slaughter.
My plan would have worked too.
What was your plan, by the way?
None of your business.
Well, yeah, I guess that wouldn't work then, yeah.
But, it definitely wasn't pissing off a god, that's for sure.
Well, we don't know what would have pissed him off in the other direction either. The potential was still there. I'm not thrilled that we ended up making a deal with who we did, but I'll say that I prefer it to making a deal with the god of slaughter.
Who says you didn't?
Do you have more information?
No, but you never know who's really working for who.
True. It's very true. We were told on the surface that who we made a deal with was working for Crewfix, so
And what exactly did you sign me away for?
I told you. Find Savas alive. We do that, we don't have anything to worry about.
And if we don't?
Then our eternal souls work for Crewfix. She wanted everybody. I managed to negotiate it down. So at least 3 of us are spared, win or lose.
You hear another whistle from the side of the bar, from that orc, who I forgot. I'm going to give you this imagery here as well. The barkeep
I am getting tired of this orc.
moves back and begins having a conversation with the orc. As he does, another individual walks into the bar. Looks to be a sailor type. Imagery is in the chat. Sort of a dark looking human, big long coat, Doesn't have a very excited look on his face. He walks in. The barkeep notes him, but continues speaking with the orc. This man moves through and sits down at the bar with his back to you.
Can I pick up my bowl of soup and go sit with the orc?
Yep. So as you sit down, you set your bowl down. You want to set it. You want to sit across from him, next to him.
Across from him.
Okay. So you sit down across from him. They stop their conversation. Make a Constitution saving throw.
This is gonna be good timing.
Where's Constitution? There it is. Dirty 20? Is that when it's not actually a 20/20, but it's
Yep.
lands legend? Okay.
Yep. If it's not a 20, but your bonus makes it a 20.
Yeah.
Yep. So as you sit down, you try to talk and you immediately wheeze for a second. Like you suddenly feel the spice of this soup coming back up. They stare at you and almost back away, just a bit instinctively, not exactly sure if you're about to retch all over them. But you hold yourself, you hold your composure. Tap your chest a couple times, get yourself about you. They still just stare at you like.
I want to offer the orc soup.
Okay, you just slide your bowl, or what do you do?
I pick it up in my hands and I hold it towards the orc.
He looks at the barkeep. The barkeep looks at him a little strangely, but sort of gives him like a I have no idea shrug. He motions to the barkeep. The barkeep moves off. He takes the bowl of soup, just lifts it up and drinks a bit of it. Sets the bowl back down and slides it over to you. Stares at you, doesn't say anything.
That's
I'm
all I wanted
watching
to do. I
this.
So you
wanted to
just-
see the-
This
Do you
is
just-
a drinking contest, but with soup now is what's happening.
What do you do, Harmony?
Oh.
I drink soup and I hand it back to him.
He tilts his head to the side, not really understanding what's going on, but he doesn't have a frown on his face. He's just a very neutral look to this guy. His naturally looks kind of fearsome, but he doesn't seem to really be against what's going on. Takes the soup back, pulls it over to himself, doesn't take his eyes off of you, lifts the bowl up and drinks almost a quarter of what's left in there. Sets it down, slides it back over.
I will finish the soup.
Make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage, because that's a
Yay,
lot.
at disadvantage.
You're a tiny creature, and that's a lot of soup.
But how much soup is it?
You said
How
you
big
doubt.
is the bowl?
It's a human-sized bowl. It's a regular-sized bowl of soup. They don't really have fairy-sized stuff here.
Well, lucky for me, that time I rolled an 18.
What was your second
I
roll?
think that's
Advantage.
lucky. Wait, what do you mean? I
You
have to roll
rolled.
two?
You rolled twice and take the lower of the rolls at disadvantage.
Oh. Well, the other one was a 16.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you down the whole thing. Immediately feel it. The spice comes out of your eyes almost. But somehow, holding your breath, you maintain your composure, even though you're burning up from the inside. The orc just stares at you.
I am like my little dragon.
Yep.
Fire on
Sure
the
are.
inside.
He seems to be like waiting for you to explode, maybe.
I'll look at him and I'll be like, would you like another round?
Now he smirks, and he whistles again. Barkeep comes over. He says, "Give me a big one of these." Barkeep looks a little
God.
looks to Harmony, looks a little worried. He's like,
I
"Okay,
nod.
all right." He moves back off towards the bar to get another bowl.
Oh boy.
The orc finally seems to be acknowledging you a little bit differently now. I help you with something?
I just wanted to share food with you. You looked hungry.
You're an odd one for this city.
I'm not from this city.
Not seen one of your kind here.
Adorable, I know.
So what brings you here?
Well, you see, I'm traveling with my companions, and they got me blown onto this beach, and now I'm here eating soup with you.
Blown onto the beach, you say?
Yeah, it's a big wild tale, but if you'll believe it, I destroyed so many people in the middle of the tale.
Destroyed.
Destroyed.
You kill people recently?
No, maybe.
That's a shame. He gets down, looks a little bit closer at you. You kill anybody I know?
I doubt that. Do you need somebody killed?
I might. You mercenary, are you?
For the right price?
He smirks at you. Um, the barkeep comes back with a much larger bowl, about 3 times the size of the one that he had handed you earlier.
Nice.
The orc looks at you and slides the bowl to you first.
Well,
This
I
one's
can't
on
pick.
me.
I wouldn't be able to pick this bowl up, right?
You can try.
Wait, do I still have the little bowl?
No,
Oh, the barkeep took back that bowl.
he did. But you can try to lift it.
I don't think I can. You know what? Sure. No, because then if it spills all over me, I'm a boiled fairy.
I mean, you could definitely. It's up to you. You can make the attempt, or you can go at it however you'd like. He seems to be staring at you, waiting for you to make a move.
I will attempt to lift up the bowl.
Okay, roll strength.
Oh god. Oh, I have a +3 on. Nope. No, I don't.
No, you don't.
Nope. I was looking at saving throws. Please don't be shitty. 13.
Okay. So you put all your strength into it. You attempt to lift it. You are able to pull it back just enough so you can start taking some gulps at this. How much do you want to drink?
Well, I just downed a lot of it, right?
You did. Yeah, your mouth is still burning from this.
At this point, it should be numb. I will have a little bit of it, but
Okay.
like enough for the actual like thing to look visible going down, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. You're trying to make an impression here.
Yes,
Okay.
with spicy soup.
Okay. Make a Constitution check. You don't have to make a saving throw at the moment. Make a Constitution check. Let's see how much you can get in.
On the ability modifiers, or
Just Constitution. Yep.
okay, 18.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to impress this guy. He seems to be he looks past you over your shoulder for a moment, but comes back, grabs the bowl, lifts it up in just one large hand, and guzzles about half of it. Sets it down. He
Kevin, are
for
you
a moment he breaks, coughs, but shakes it off, steadies himself, and goes back into his previous look. Slides it back over to you.
Before I take my next sip, I want to ask him what he keeps looking at.
Okay. Roll persuasion. What is the rest of the party doing right now?
I'm watching.
Watching
openly.
earnestly.
Watching them.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. He raises an eyebrow at you at the question. Looks back in that direction. He's like, "Well, it's a bit of in-town business. You wouldn't really understand being an outsider."
Well, being an outsider would put a new perspective on it.
He leans in a little closer, talks kind of a little more hushed. How you feel about the gods in general? You worship a god? You like the gods?
I would like to be a god.
Raises his eyebrow at that. But you don't worship any of them?
None have piqued my particular interest.
Why is that?
They offer me nothing.
People in this town, they love the gods. Even though the gods drowned them and killed them, they love them. Is it a little weird to you?
I mean, when you put it that way, it's a little weird. Why punish somebody and not get any rewards?
He sits back a little bit and points out in the direction of the agora. If you look where he's motioning, there seems to be a tall human figure. Um, you recognize the robes and the finery of the individual that had passed by earlier. He's still surrounded by his hoplites. Seems to be giving a speech of some kind. So you see that guy right there?
Yeah.
Look behind him over his shoulder, and he points over at the steps of the temple that the man is standing in front of.
Okay.
So looking over there, you see a dwarven man, big white beard, uh, not wearing much. He doesn't have a shirt. He's got a big circular metal chest piece that's sort of chained around his body, and he's got a big horn on. But he's sort of leaning in, uh, staring at this individual that's speaking, who sort of has a small crowd gathered around him right now, not too big. Like that man back there, you see him? That dwarf?
Yeah. Who's that?
It's a friend of mine. Keeps an eye on things for me. You know?
Is he in trouble?
Well, seems to be showing up to these talks lately. A little more often than maybe he should. That man speaking, named Exanus. Wealthy family. Loves the gods. Loves Heliod. So I'm keeping my eye on that man. Look at him. You think he's trustworthy? That dwarf right there?
Well, personally, I don't think anybody looks trustworthy.
You think I look trustworthy?
He looked like somebody that needed food.
He giggles a bit, back sits back, laughs to himself. But do you think you can trust me?
I would trust you as far as I can throw you.
Hmm. Notes what you're saying. Leans back in. So what if I told you later on tonight I'm gonna kill that dwarf right there?
She would literally just start laughing at him.
Hmm.
That's your prerogative.
You don't have any problems with that?
No.
You're an odd kind of creature, aren't you?
Odd and adorable.
You better be careful around here. You can get yourself into some trouble.
Well, but that's why we're friends.
Oh, we're friends now, are we?
We shared food, did we not?
You don't even know my name.
You don't know my name.
Isn't that the first step of being friends?
I don't think so.
Leans back a little bit again. He grabs the soup and takes another big swig. um, this time it really seems to hit him hard. He sets it down. He's trying to maintain his composure, but you can see his eyes watering and beginning to tear up a little bit.
Would you like some bread?
He doesn't speak for a moment. Seems like he's gritting his teeth. But he like nods at you as his eyes are watering a bit more.
I'll go get the bread from the table.
He grunts with you like, mm.
Like, what kind of grunts? Like he's eating the food grunts, or like he wants me to stay grunt, or like he's okay with it? Like,
He's okay with you going to get the bread.
oh, okay. I'm gonna go get the bread.
Okay. So moving off, you hear him almost like retching behind you. The rest of the group, you see this orc sort of leaned over, coughing into the floor. Uh, as Harmony, are you just gonna grab the bread from the table?
I'm gonna grab the bread and smirk at everybody and be like, I've made a friend.
So proud of you.
Yeah, you sure did.
Can I intentionally like? Have we been able to hear them?
Yeah, they're talking loud enough. There's really nothing else going on in
Okay.
here.
Before she even reaches us, I'm gonna pick up like one of the bigger pieces of just plain bread that's in there and hand it to her.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm gonna go back to to the orc that has no name,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hand him the bread.
He grabs it and immediately just starts just devouring it.
So, since you lost, what's your name?
He coughs. Lost what? What do you mean lost?
It was a challenge of who could eat the most spicy soup.
Well, I definitely ate more than you, so I think that means I won.
You needed food besides for the soup. Therefore, I won.
He squints at you. Say you won. Maybe you won something.
I think
Why?
your name is more of a prize to me.
He leans back a bit more. My name is Uzma.
Uzma?
Yeah. And your name?
Hmm. It's Harmony.
Looks a little like he doesn't believe you. Doesn't quite. Harmony, huh?
Yeah,
You don't
that's my
seem
name.
very harmonious to me.
Well, that's a little insulting.
Oh, I don't mean to insult. It's more of a compliment.
Aw, thank you. So, do you live here or are you staying somewhere?
Been living here for a little while with my wife.
You have a wife?
I do.
Does she know you're gonna kill your dwarf?
He leans in a little bit. He's like, "Let me tell you something. I'm not really gonna kill that man. It was more of a test.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Why? You want to kill him?
No.
I'm not
I
stopping you.
have I have no foot in that game.
Well, you gonna be in town for long? Little Harmony?
I think we're planning on being here a few days.
Hmm. Well, you're here for a few days. You don't like gods. You want to be a god. You know, got some friends of mine putting on a show. I don't know if you heard about it.
I have not. Please
Well,
give me more information on your show.
it's not my show. Just some friends of mine. The bards and the like. They're putting on a
Bards.
yeah. You heard of bards, Little Harmony?
Sadly, I'm gonna point at Otto. I've been going on a trip with one.
He looks over at the rest of your group and says, "Oh, they're not as friendly as you, huh?"
No, I would
Wave.
say they are definitely not as friendly as you.
Well, I guess if you want to bring your unfriendly friends, he points. He like leans back and points out uh, towards the Temple of Heliod, past the Agora. Says the Agro style temple. There's a theater there. Big old place, plays and the like shows. My friends are going to be doing some music there, having a good time. Make a little statement. You should be there.
I'm intrigued. What time?
It'll be later in the day. You'll trust me. You'll know. You'll start to hear the commotion tomorrow night.
So it's tomorrow night or it's later in the day?
Tomorrow night.
Okay, I have enough time to eat more food and sleep then. But I will be there.
Here. He reaches off to the side, pulls out what looks to be a pendant of sorts. Looks like it's carved out of something. It's sort of grayish white. Um, it's got a weird symbol on it. You don't really recognize it, but it's just attached to like a rope-like thread. Hands it to you. Says, "Here, my wife makes these. Keep it."
Aw, thank you. Does she make food?
She does make food. I don't know if you'd like the food we eat though.
I'll try anything once.
Well, if you wanna stop by later tonight, maybe we could talk more. I can show you around the city.
Can I bring any of my Can I bring any of my companions?
He looks back over to the rest of the party who are just sitting there staring. I assume still. Uh, sort of smirks, looks back to you. Like, yeah, I guess so. Hopefully they're a little more fun than they look.
Get a couple beers in them and they're good to go.
Laughs. Like, well, maybe we can arrange that.
Perfect. Where should I meet you?
So he points out towards the city. So you see out there, there's a road. He sort of points past the Agora. There's a road that goes off towards the eastern side of the city.
Mhm.
I got a small place. You'll see a black sign with a skull and crossbones. Don't mind the ominous nature of it. It's just a blacksmith. We live right above the blacksmith.
Sounds perfect.
All right. Well, if you don't see me, you'll see my wife. She looks like me, just not as handsome.
It's okay. I'm sure she is gorgeous.
Oh, you'll love
I'm sure I will. I stick my hand out for it to shake.
her. Lifts his big orc hands 10 times the size of yours, but he just shake, give you a shake.
I will
Hey,
see you later.
watch your back here, little Harmony. He gets up and moves to leave.
Goodbye, Uzma. And then I go back to my unfriendly friends.
Okay. You as you pass the barkeep, you notice he's sort of standing there like wide-eyed, in a bit of shock.
I like do like the little like the what shrug to him.
All right.
And I go take my seat. So
Making fast friends.
it's more than I can say for you guys.
It sure is. I tend to
I
choose my friends a little differently, but I can't say I'm not impressed.
um I've gotten us a tour guide.
We heard.
So I don't have to recount everything. Perfect. All right, what are we doing?
Well, we're meeting him for dinner, right?
Oh, Is it? I don't know if it's dinner. Is it dinner or is it?
Yeah, it'd be around dinner time. You said later in the night.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we are going and we're eating their food.
I think we should rest.
Hmm.
We have time. We have time before then.
Barkeep,
He looks
I
back at you.
request your finest bed.
Well, I already gave you a room. It's not the finest, but it's nice.
We'll just pretend it's the finest. It's okay.
All right. It's the finest room I got. Finest room in the city.
You're the best.
The
I give him more gold coins. I only have 5 from the dead bodies I looted, but I give him more.
okay. There's nobody else left in the bar aside from that one guy who sort of sat down, still has his back turned, hasn't really acknowledged anything that's been going on.
Wait, barkeep, will you give him a spicy soup too?
He looks at you and looks at the guy. His face sort of drops. Like, I don't think he wants spicy soup, but thanks. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys would like to do here?
I think I'm good here.
Otto,
Yeah.
Ashi,
Otter just wants to rest.
Ashi.
What did I miss?
Um,
I left briefly during like the soup towards the end.
Wait, so we have dinner plans with them, or at least we're invited to dinner plans with the orc and his wife.
Okay.
They're the ones that are hosting the protest concert that the barkeep warned us against,
Oh.
and that is happening tomorrow night,
And we're invited.
and we're invited.
Nice.
What's the amulet that he gave you?
Well, so was that loud or was that whispered?
no, that was a whisper. They could have seen him hand you that.
It's mine.
I'm not trying to take it from you. I just want to know what it is.
It's what everyone said about my sword.
I don't think this one is cursed, to be fair.
We'll find out.
It's just a little thingy around a cord that his wife made for me. Specifically, because she knew I was going to be here today.
I won't even touch it, but can I see it?
When we get to the rooms, I will show you.
All right.
Or singular room, because we're all
Singular
bunking
room.
together.
Yeah. I kind of want to check out the bathhouse.
Okay, before the rest, or
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it depends on other people too.
Time to go get naked in the bathhouse.
yeah, I
Hot
mean,
Springs episode.
if you want to do a full rest, and still like meet this orc later, you don't have a whole lot of time to wander around, but you got an hour or two. So
Yeah,
Lizzie wants to go to the bathhouses.
I'm gonna go nap then.
Okay, so Harmony just wants to go to the room. Lizzie to the bathhouse. Otto, you just want to rest.
Yes.
So Otto is going to go with Harmony back to the room. Ashi.
Sounds warm.
If everybody wants to rest, I don't have to go anywhere. We can just rest.
Well, I don't. Do we have time for it? Because you said we only have like 1 to 2 spare hours outside of resting, right?
Yeah, if you want to do your full rest and then go meet with the orc and his wife.
We
We've
have a
probably get
couple extra hours to play with.
couple hours, yeah.
I guess we could fit a bathhouse visit in the couple of hours.
Episode. Sorry.
but I would like to also rest. at
Yes,
some
no,
point.
a full rest is 100% in the cards.
All right, let's go bathe. My wings are grimy.
Okay. Everybody on board then? Mia sees Otto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go to the bathhouse.
I'm gonna
Sure.
sneak a piece of bread on my way out.
We bought the whole basket. You can just
Yeah, it's
I
our
am
bread.
sneaking a piece of bread to eat so that way nobody can report to Uzma that I ate bread.
Okay. Okay. So you guys wanna make your way out?
Yes.
Okay. So moving back out into the agora, the sun's it's pretty bright now from your time inside. The sun is rising into the sky slowly. That uh, clothed individual, that well-clothed individual with that guard unit, is speaking kind of loudly about devotions and gods and such. Um, Hard to make out exactly what he's saying, but he's got a smaller crowd gathering around him. Off in the distance, you still see that procession is slowly starting to disperse from the steps and down the steps of the Temple of Iliad, far off in the distance. But there's a pretty massive crowd of people out there. So you would be turning right and moving towards the bathhouses. You want to go right there?
Miasti's will. He's not interested in the lecture that's going on.
Is the dwarf still there?
Yep, you do still see the dwarf, sort of just posted up, watching.
All right, I'm just gonna go to the bathhouse.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, Otto, you too.
Yep.
Okay. So you move down the street. You turn right towards where you know the bathhouse is to be. Um, More of a residential area that you pass through. Um, the buildings here are still kind of nice. For the most part, everything is well built, stone and granite and marble. Beautiful structures, beautiful architecture. Um, Everything looks very well kept. You can see the bathhouses off in the distance as you approach. There's a lot of people coming in and out. Um, Mostly young, very athletic, good-looking people coming in and out of here. They
And
seem to
it's still
be,
mostly humans and elves.
yep, still mostly humans. You really don't see too many elves.
Okay.
Not a lot of other races in general.
Is this city known for being like okay with monsters or against like non-human like
They're not
races?
they're not really known to be against. Neolantin itself was a human city, and this is a settlement of the the survivors' families, basically, that as generations have passed down. Um, so it is mostly human, and being as far south as it is, not a lot of other races make it down to Neolantin, and the few that do, with the sort of heretical nature of how things work here, they don't like to stay. But there are other races here, and they're not against other races like say Akros would be.
Put that in.
All right. So moving inside it, everything is beautiful here. There's fountains and artwork as you pass through these beautiful blue pools of fine water, steam rising up from multiple locations. People in various state of dress getting in and out of the water. There is full nudity in multiple locations. People just coming in and out, bathing as they will. Um, doesn't seem to be guarded or anything like that. It just seems everybody's uh, mostly at peace and relaxing, laughing, enjoying their mornings. There's also several areas that you pass through that are more areas to work out. You see a lot of people in various states of fitness, and moving about and running and lifting and that sort of thing.
Overall, the vibe is really different from the what's kind of happening out towards the temples.
Yeah, it's not very somber here. People are all enjoying their day.
Okay. Um, man, I feel bad because I had absolutely no plan. I just want to take a bath.
Yeah, you absolutely can. There are plenty of places to do that. You can go into a more secluded area if you'd like. There's some of the more public areas.
We just went through hell. Couple of worlds. Washed up on the shore, full of sand. Would like to be clean. Um, yeah, I'm not picky.
What do you guys think?
Public.
Okay.
Yeah, public's fine.
Okay. So moving to the first area, it's sort of like a seating area. It's very there's an open ceiling in here. You see a lot of the birds flying over and through and above. There are what look to be very finely dressed individuals, scholars of sort that are having very academic conversations. There's a younger looking man and an older man. One of them seems to be practicing a spell of some kind. Looks to be electricity, sparking electricity from his fingers. Goes up his wrist a little bit. He seems to be trying to perfect some sort of spell cast, and the older gentleman is sort of helping him out.
Near water?
Not in this. There's no water in this room. This is more of like a seating area between between the
Okay.
baths.
Then fill the entire bathhouse.
Yeah. Yes, he's practicing so he can electrocute everybody in here. But no, they're sitting and just practicing spell work. This is more of just like a quiet seating area that you pass through. The first area that you find that's more public. There's two individuals sitting in here. One of them is what looks to be a rabbit-like creature.
Yeah.
How tall is this rabbit-like creature?
About 4.5 feet tall. Sitting in the water. I'm going to give you an image right here. So you know the race is Haringans. Harmony, you recognize them very well as a Fey-like species that move in and about the Feywild as well. Mostly peaceful creatures, can be a little devious at times. So he's sitting there with a gentleman, a human gentleman, who is sitting and just playing a flute very lightly. They are both completely naked, sitting amidst the bath here. You see the rabbit is sitting next to the instrument in the artwork that he's holding, a bit of a sort of hurdy-gurdy. Has it resting behind him as the man just plays a light tune on the flute.
Your people, Otto?
Oh, that's kind of offensive, you know.
No, they're
But
definitely your people.
but I'm gonna go there and play some songs with them.
Okay, so you want to sit down
Can
and
I
start playing?
can I take my violin and try to get up to the same rhythm as he's playing? To try
Yeah.
to play up a rest song,
Are you
song
getting
of rest.
in the bath with them?
Yeah,
Okay.
naked.
All right. So Otto
I'm gonna
disrobes
I'm
everything
gonna
but his violin.
yeah I'm gonna take off my clothes. I'm gonna throw it at my party.
So you are hit with the sandy, soggy clothes of Otto. Roll performance, Otto, and everybody else. What are you guys doing?
Also, disrobing, getting in the bath.
Okay.
I am disrobing, dropping the human feet illusion, and slithering into the tub.
Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm gonna make sure to leave Ilio like with my clothes. I don't
Okay.
know what getting in the bath would do to him, so I don't want that.
Yeah,
He's
it's
gonna stay there.
Drown the guy.
peering inside the eye on the slime is shut. Like he seems to be passed out.
Okay, all right. I feel okay leaving him there then, and I'll go get in the bath with everyone.
Okay. What was your performance, Otto?
25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very quickly able to match this man's tune. You sort of recognize it from your travels, more of a common tune, and you play along with him very well. The Haringen seems to peek up at this and grabs the hurdy-gurdy as well, and starts to carry on with you guys.
And is it just these two in here?
Yeah, just the two of them.
Okay. I'll enjoy the performance.
Anybody else want to do anything while you're in here bathing with these new individuals? No.
Apparently not.
Harmony, are you also in the?
She said
Siren
beauty.
Siren said
good,
be
good.
right
Oh,
back.
okay. So we'll come back to Harmony. Okay. So yeah, you play a bit of a tune. You play for a good few minutes. Everybody just rests and relaxes. They go and they go through and finish the song. Um, Picks up a little bit towards the end, a little faster. Um, but Otto, you're able to keep up with it pretty well. And towards the end of the song, the rabbit jumps out and sort of splashes water everywhere and sets the hurdy-gurdy down. Ah, that was great. Who are you?
My name is Otto. Otto Littlefoot. Nice to meet you.
Otto Littlefoot. He throws his hand towards you.
He does what?
Throws his hand towards you like he wants to shake your hand.
Oh, sure.
My
I
name's
shake his hand.
Golly.
Well, nice to meet you. Where are you from here?
No, I'm not from here. We're just in town for a little while. This is my friend Sidon. He motions to the gentleman that was playing the flute.
Yeah. Well, nice to meet you as well.
He looks at you and
We're
nods.
we are also not from here.
Oh, visitors too, huh? What brings you to town?
Well, it beats me. I don't even know. We got carried out here by the ocean, I guess.
Oh,
Washed down on the beach.
yeah, shipwreck?
Something like
You
that.
could say that, yeah.
Oh man, it's a common theme around here in this city. Everybody washes up on the beach. Weird.
Everybody. Who is everybody?
Oh,
Oh,
Unless you're referring to the history.
yeah, it's like history of this place. They all
The
washed up.
history. Okay.
They're all washed up.
A little blasé for
how
considering the
did
day.
you end up here?
Well, my friends and I arrived here just yesterday. We're meeting with another friend of ours, and we're gonna put on a little ditty. Tomorrow night.
Okay, yeah, we've heard and been invited. It's supposed to be quite the show.
It's gonna be a great time. Yeah. You're gonna go? You gonna attend?
I think we are. We'll at least be in the vicinity.
He looks to Otto. Hey, you're pretty good. You wanna get on stage, play with us?
That sounds like a really good idea. I would love to.
Oh, that's amazing. We gotta introduce you to the rest of the band. They're gonna love you.
What are we gonna play?
You know, we got a fiddle player too that you can play with. She's your
Oh.
species. She's halfling.
Oh,
Yeah.
are they around here?
Oh, she's not here right now. Her name's Leisha, but I don't know where the rest of them went. But I'm sure you'll meet her.
Okay. Well, I gotta get some rest though, cause we're really tired. So
I understand that. It's shipwrecked and all. You just got shipwrecked?
Yeah, this morning.
Sheesh. Are you the
That's
only
why we're here.
survivors? Everybody else dead?
We were the only ones in our little group. We don't really know what happened to the rest.
Man, well, I hope they're all right. Maybe they'll wash up later. I don't really know how it works. I don't go out on the water very much.
Yeah, we were. It was a bit of a scattered affair. Um, and so we're hoping to actually get out to the Siren Sea Isles to see if we can find a bit more information. Possibly some
Mm.
crew members.
Well, you're braver than me. I just got my hurdy here, and I hang out and I make music. I don't like going out on the water. It's dangerous out there.
It is.
hey, sometimes you gotta experience it firsthand, so you can come back with a great story. You know.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong. You write any songs about it, Otto?
Soon, soon, you will hear. Otto's
Oh,
name will be known all across this island and every island.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to play music with us.
Yeah, me too.
The human guy, so he's sitting there smirking. He's not really getting involved in the conversation. Sort of leans back, got his arms splayed out on the edge of the bath.
I'm gonna ask him, and what's your story?
Well, I just got some friends, make some music. You know how it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Gonna ruffle some feathers with that music.
He looks to you as a ruffle some feathers. Huh? What have you heard?
I've heard it might be a protest song.
Protest, huh? He looks to Golly. He sort of like snickers a little bit. I guess you could say that.
As I'm listening to this conversation, can I like roll insight to
Uh,
see if they're like hiding something?
sure.
12.
Um, I mean, they don't seem like they're aggressive or anything. Like they're trying to hide anything. They're not really being very deceptive. Like maybe they're not giving you the whole story, but
Okay.
yeah, they don't seem like they're trying to be devious at all.
Speaking of which, if you want me to play with you guys, are you gonna get me? What's the idea? What we're gonna play? What we're gonna do? Are
Well,
you
you
gonna fill me up on that?
seem like you can just
Are,
hop right in and play anything. You did a pretty good job here. I think you can follow along with us.
well, I still, yeah, but I'd still like to know what's gonna go with. You
Well,
know, makes it easier for me to
Go
give my
from
little
good to
twist on
great.
it. Yeah, yeah.
well, meet it. Well, you want to meet us before the show tomorrow? You can meet the rest of the band.
Okay, I can.
All right, make your way to the theater in the afternoon before the show.
Okay.
You know, you guys all look like your fighters, fighting types. Kind of get the sense about you. Is that true?
I cannot relate to that.
You could
Honestly.
say that.
Hmm. Well, our shows get a little rowdy. You know, leader of our band, her name's Belle. She's been in this city for a long time. She's lived here for a long time. She left for a while, joined up with us, but you know, might cause a
Are you
little bit of
guys
a commotion.
are you guys staying on that inn by the tavern, by any chance?
One right around the corner. Yeah, he points down the street.
Ah. Okay.
How'd you know?
I just had a feeling it's a small town after all.
Yeah, it is a pretty small town. Not that small though.
Yeah, we just came back from that tavern actually.
Oh,
Just having some breakfast.
are you staying there too?
We might not really decided
We're
on it yet.
at least some of us are staying there. Yes.
Interesting. Well, maybe we'll all be roomies. Maybe we'll meet up and hang out a little bit.
Certainly in the cards.
You'd love the rest of our band. Great people, great times. Really know how to party. Anybody else want to interact with these guys at all?
I do, but I don't know what to say.
Oh, what would you like to know?
I want to know more information about like their performance and the supposed like connection to like a protest.
Okay.
Like what exactly are they protesting and what do they think or plan? Like what do they think is gonna like what is their goal?
Okay. Yeah, you got plenty of questions to ask there. They don't seem like they're adverse to answering anything. So who would you like to ask?
The rabbit.
Okay, Golly.
Yes.
What's your first question for?
Uh,
Like about the protest or?
yeah, but it said how some people were referring to it as a protest. Like, what does he look at it as? What does he look at the performance as? Like, does he consider it a protest, or like, what is their goal?
So he leans into you, sits down next to you, pretty close. Like you ever been to a protest, friend?
None in this city.
Well, you see, my friends and I, we got some problems with what would you say, Sidon? Sidon looks over his. We fucking hate the gods. It's like
Ah,
Golly looks up. So yeah, that. He puts his arm over your shoulder, leans into you a little closer. So the people in this town don't really like it if you go against their gods. You know?
mm-hmm.
Have you had any bad interaction with a god before or experience?
Me, myself, personally?
Yeah.
Uh, he looks to Sidon. Sidon sort of shrugs at him. Like, we maybe had a situation or two in the past. But for the most part, we've had more
I kinda-
problems with the
I-
people that worship these gods.
Fair.
Mia sees is gonna kind of perk up whenever they say that they hate the gods and just go, if you hate the gods so much, why don't you just leave the town?
Well, see, the problem is there's a lot of people in this town that they hate the gods too. You know, but they can't say it.
Hmm.
You know why they can't say it?
Why is that?
You see those fancy guards with their fancy armor and their big pointy spears?
Yeah, we noticed a couple of those on our way in.
Because they silence them, and if they won't be silent, they kill them. That's kind of awful, right?
Pretty not great.
Hmm.
So my friends and
Isn't there?
I, what's up, Otto?
Sorry, go on.
No, you go.
No, sorry, go on.
All right. So my friends and I, we don't really like that. So we try when we go from place to place to influence people. You know, not just with our music, but with our messages. So we got a message for this place, and we're gonna say it.
Pretty honorable.
If the guards are trying to silence people doing that, what do you think the reaction can be towards the band or the protesters?
Well, I mean,
Sounds like it could get really violent.
You're trying to outnumber them so they don't have any option here or something.
I'm hoping they just throw down their weapons and dance with us. Enjoy the music that much, you know.
Huh.
That's best case scenario there, but worst case scenario,
That's
you
why he wants
gotta,
us there, is for the worst case scenario, right?
yeah.
Well, you know, should the worst happen, we got friends, you know, and our
How many
friends.
friends?
Uh, what you say, Side? We got like, hey, for you. Side looks over. We have some friends. Golly, like, yeah. We got friends. We got friends. That'd be fine. But you
Do you
know,
have
there's a lot of
oh,
people in this city who might take up arms if they're inspired enough. You know.
hmm.
Yeah, it's been known to happen.
Do you have escape plan for if that's not the case?
Well, Sidon, we got an escape plan. Sidon looks at him, shrugs. Golly's like, I mean, we'll figure it out. We're musicians.
Yeah.
We're Otto knows.
Yeah. We know it. We know it.
But it's nothing to worry about. I don't think it'll come to that. I think everybody is gonna love the music and have a great time and go home and tell their kids about it. Maybe the kids will be there, and if not, the kids are gonna love hearing the stories about it, and we're gonna make a difference here.
Yeah, that
I'm
certainly would
excited
be a
for that.
story.
I like you guys. This is gonna be fun.
Ashi, he leans into you again. He's looking at his arm around you. He's like, and what's your name?
Ashi.
Ashi. You a musician? Ashi?
Nope.
No, you got a good singing voice.
Not particularly.
Well, if you want to join the band, we got things you can hit. They make noise. You can play with us too.
Give me a tambourine.
Yeah, we got things. Sidon, what can this one play? Sidon kind of looks back up again, like he just is exhausted with this already. Breathes heavily. He's like, I don't know, man. Ask Bog Siege. He's got something. Golly looks over and says, yeah. Our friend Bog Siege.
Promise.
He's got you covered. So you're in the band. It's decided. Welcome, you and Otto.
Thanks.
It's gonna be great. You're gonna pick it up. Otto, right?
Yeah.
See? You can give him a crash course, right, Otto?
Of course.
All right. I trust you, Otto.
I'll do my very best. Can't make any promises though, a talent is a talent. There's only so much you can work hard for it.
So the Golly stands up. Sidon also stands up, and they step out of the tub, begin to dry themselves off. As well, we best be getting out of here. We got plans to make. We got to meet up with the rest of our band, discuss some things, but we'll tell them all about you, and we'll see you there. And it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna blow your minds.
Can't wait.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Has it been like an hour or two already?
It's been like 20-30 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna chill for a little bit more, then head back to the tavern so I can go to sleep.
Okay. Siren, how much did you catch of that?
I got back pretty late, so I don't really know what the conversation was.
Okay.
Up until the point of apparently Otto telling them a grand story.
I'm in a band.
Yeah.
I'm a superstar.
We'll say that Harmony.
I'm
Harmony
also
sort of.
apparently in a band.
Yeah. So Harmony, you were just sort of fluttering about the bathhouse on your own. You showed up towards the end of the conversation.
Yes.
All right, so now that they leave, I'm gonna say, so what are the chances that we're gonna get speared by some angry guards tomorrow?
I
Me?
would say the
None.
chances are a little higher than 50-50, but not too worried. We're sure doing a great job of keeping our heads down, though.
I'm not very worried. Should be fine. They seem like good people. I think.
I mean, yes,
Um,
they do seem like good people. The problem is
Do
the
they have the people to back them up?
do they have the people? Yeah, and the other people in the city are going to be the problem. Like, I'm all for a anti-god protest,
Did
especially after
did,
our whole incident in the other realm.
did everyone that was watching Harmony's interaction with the orc, did we hear some of the conversation or just saw the conversation?
No, yeah, they were talking loud enough that you guys could make out what they were saying.
Maybe they could be friends with that orc that Harmony was talking to.
I think
it's
they are
possible.
100% friends with that
Yeah.
orc. I think that orc is some of their muscle.
Yeah, we can talk to him and ask questions about the band. Yeah.
We can bring it up at dinner.
Yeah.
Yep.
If nothing
Wait,
else,
it's gonna be dinner today?
Yes.
Tomorrow. Wait,
No,
wait,
dinner-
today?
dinner is
Tomorrow's
today.
the yeah, tomorrow's the protest. Tonight is
Oh,
the dinner. Yeah.
Oh, so we
Yes.
sleep for the day and then meet them for dinner, and then
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
If nothing else, while you guys are up on stage, I'll try to hang in the back of the crowd and make sure that we have a way to get out if it comes to, running away.
Yeah, I'm with Missy, so I don't plan
Yeah.
on being in the thick of it.
I would also like
Uh,
to. Should I continue?
I was just gonna say, if it comes to that, I'll send Fi your way to guide you to us.
I was gonna say that if we seem to be in a crowd of people who are not fond of gods, this might be a connection we need to get assistance in going after our target, who just so happens to be.
Trying to fight
What do
one.
you call?
I am hoping that our bard friends said that they move about from place to place. Maybe they have a ship of their own.
He said he didn't like the water though, so we'll see how that goes.
But this is an island, right? Like
Yeah.
out of character.
No, you're not an island. You're on like
It's a peninsula.
harbor tip. Yeah, that peninsula overlooks a
Oh,
bay.
okay.
Yeah.
They would know. We could probably get good information from them. Like they seem like they would
Yeah.
like help us out with that kind of thing, like information wise. So
Yeah.
I think that this is a good connection.
We help them, they help us.
So here, I'm going to give you guys a better map of Theros. So it's in the tabletop chat. You can see the larger city of Melitus on the southwest tip there, and southwest of it, across the bay, that's Neolantin right there.
I see it now.
I can't see. It's too
Yeah, so it's at the
small. Let me
tip of a
open it.
peninsula, kind of.
If you open
Yeah.
original Snow, you can
Yeah.
get a big zoomed in version of it.
Southwest. Okay, I can see Neolantin here.
Yep.
Question, Bird.
Sure.
I know that I'm from like near Melitus in this region, but I'm not. I haven't been able to spot it on the map once.
It's called Citrium. So if you look where Melitus is, almost directly southwest, there's a settlement called Oxus, and just south of that is Citrium. Or southeast, sorry, not southwest.
Southeast. Okay. Oh, okay. I see it. Thank you.
Yep, that's where you're from.
I thought I was from north of Melitus. That makes sense why I couldn't find it.
Yep, you're one of those policies. I don't know how much I explained that when we were talking about it, but Citrium is sort of blocked in by Melitus, like all of these places.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of difficulty connecting with the rest of the world. They sort of have to cross the bays or go around a much longer route because they can't go through Melitus. They've got checks
Right.
and things like that, and guards that they don't like a lot of these settlements because they are in opposition to some of the things that Melitus stands for.
Right.
Neolantin's one of the larger ones that are sort of tucked away out here, but they also don't have great relationship with Melitus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys, do you want to spend any more time here in the bathhouse?
Getting pruny. Time to get out.
Harmony,
Huh?
you are all you're all caught up.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So anybody want to do anything else, or you want to head towards your inn room and rest for the night?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I want to head back to the inn.
Okay.
Same.
All right. So you
Do we
guys,
by any chance on the way there run by any of those crew members there?
what
Since we're
members?
probably yeah, from the band, since we're probably staying across from each other's rooms.
You can keep your eye out. So as you make your way back through the city, there's the city. It's getting a lot more crowded now, and more people are coming in and out. As you round the corner back towards the Agora, you notice that it's a lot busier. That individual that's speaking has a bigger crowd around him now. Uh, the black cloaks are still sort of meandering about. They're mixing with the rest of the city now. People who are likely still asleep during that procession. But for the most part, it just seems like an ordinary day. Uh, Moving back towards the inn where your room is, where that tavern is, you don't see anybody necessarily that you might recognize might be in that band. Nobody really with any instruments of any kind.
Is the
Uh,
dwarf still up there?
Looking over, you do see the dwarf. Seems like he hasn't moved very much at all.
Okay.
Anybody else want to do anything before you go back into the room and rest?
Did we all leave?
Yes. Did you want to
Okay.
do anything at the bathhouse? At the bathhouse? Bath house before you left?
On the way out, where was that old man and the kid with playing with lightning still there?
Yep. Yep. Still sitting there. There's actually a few more people now. It's getting a little more later into the morning, so there's a lot more people meandering about. But they are still there practicing. Looks very much like a teacher and student.
I kind of want to do a thing, but I don't want to hold anybody back, so we
No.
can carry on.
Go ahead.
I'll tell everybody else to go on ahead. I kind of want to hang back for a second. And I want to approach them and ask what kind of magic they're practicing.
Okay. The student seems focused on trying to cast a spell, but he looks up for a moment before he continues to focus. The older gentleman looks towards you. Says, this young one is practicing some sorcery.
Sorcery, you say? And are you experienced as well?
I am.
What school, if I may ask?
Are you a caster?
I am, yes.
Interesting. Interesting. Have you studied here in the city?
No, not in this city. I studied originally in Melitus.
Well, as it was, I'm more of a wild magic caster myself.
Exciting. Haven't run into too many of those. Have you gained much control over it?
Indeed, I have. Indeed, I have. I teach at the Hekvetian here. Have you been?
I have not. And where is that?
Oh, it's towards the center of town. You spend some time walking off in this direction, and you make a left before you reach the main market trade area. You'll see a very large structure, beautiful school. We teach all kinds of things, not just magic, but whatever you would seek to know, whatever knowledge you would look for, you would find at the Hekvetian.
I may have to visit sometime then. Are you a teacher there?
I am. Bless Heliod himself. I've been teaching there for 80 years.
What race is he?
He's human.
Okay.
Very,
Impressive.
very old man.
Yeah. I want to ask the student, and what is your specialty with sorcery?
He looks very focused. He's like, can like he's having trouble with whatever he's trying to cast. It doesn't really have the focus to acknowledge you.
I want to hold my hand just like loosely out in front of me, and if it's within my purview, cause static to, crackle and shift around it. I might be able to help.
He's still like almost his arm is like shaking with the struggle that he's trying to whatever he's trying to cast. The older gentleman sort of sits back and watches. Like he's like, what? How? What do I do?
And this is where my knowledge stops compared to a character knowledge. Is there any like advice? I want to just give him like general little tips or advice for sorcery. I'm sure
Okay.
I've picked something up.
Yeah. So you just want to share some knowledge with him.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you kneel down and you try to assist him with the spell focus. You give him a couple tips. Roll Arcana.
Flat bonus 14.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, he's still very new to the magic. He's struggling a lot, but you're able to kind of give him just enough of a boost to his confidence as well. And he takes the tips. He tries to do his best to follow along with what you said. And he does. He increases the resonance of the spell that he's trying to cast. He lifts his other hand and he's able to sort of fork the electricity between both his hands now. And he perks up. He looks excited and still focusing, trying to maintain it and hold it. The old man sort of sits back and laughs, like, maybe you should have my job.
I don't think I'm quite cut out for that, but it's fun to help every now and then.
Well, it would honor the gods if you would visit the school and speak to our staff. Maybe you could help somehow.
Possibly. I'm only in town for a short while, but since it's a place of learning, I have some things I'm interested in learning as well. Perhaps we can do a slight exchange of knowledge.
Visit anytime. Anybody within the school would be glad to share information.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And what were both of your names?
The kid doesn't even really respond. He's like giddy with the fact that he's able to sort of complete the spell cast of what he's trying to do. He's still trying to improve it. You see the sparks kind of uh, growing, but he's having trouble with it still. But he's made it a good ways, and he's sort of giddy with it. He doesn't even look up as if he's asking his name. But the old man's, my name is Ragna. The boy here is
Is what?
My, MEI.
MEI. Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Ragnar and Mai. My name is Lazuli.
You'll probably find us in classes most mornings. I pulled Mai aside as a separate lesson. He's been having trouble, so I'd like to give him some one-on-one. But you'll usually find us in the school if you're here. In the earlier mornings around this time, you'll likely find us there. There's many classrooms. Just the school is open to all.
Thank you very much for your time. Perhaps we'll see each other again.
He nods to you and leans back in to watch this kid. Do you want to make your way back out to the party? Or are you good with the bathhouses?
Yeah, I'm done now.
Okay.
I didn't miss anything important, right? Just Lazuli talking to.
Yep.
Yeah, completely worthless.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, so yeah, you're able to find a spot if you'd like to do that on the way back.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so you send that off in hopes of receiving a response.
Okay,
And
one other.
okay,
Oh, yeah, keep going, keep
the rest of the party you make it to the inn. Um, it's pretty quiet on the inside of things. As you pass the tavern, it's a lot more busy and jovial in there than it was earlier. Multiple groups sat down now, almost full, with many a free table. Do you want to move right into your room? Otto, Harmony, Ashi, Miasis?
Is there anyone of interest in the bar? We have to go through. Or we have to go through the tavern to get into the.
You would go past
Or
like around and past the front of the tavern and the side of the tavern, which has like these open air walls and it's an open air ceiling as well. So you can see everybody in there, but you would move past it to get to the inn, which is along the opposite side.
I'm going straight to the bedrooms.
Yeah, I'm good to
Bedroom.
sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bedtime.
And I'll join them as well.
Okay. Lazuli catches up to you as you reach where your room is located. Opening with the key, you're able to go right inside. The room is actually nicer than you'd expect. It's still pretty commonplace. Uh, just wooden walls. There's a pretty large window that you can push wide open on both sides, like a double-doored window, with large curtains as well that you can pull closed to shield yourself from the light. There's what look to be multiple cots and bits of bedding scattered about that you can assume the barkeep had set up for you guys. Um, Different areas on the room, but there's a small table with a couple chairs. There's a writing desk. There's two beds that are a bit smaller, and enough cots and bedding for everybody else scattered about the room.
Macy's is definitely gonna take a bed. He's too big for these cots.
I get a bed.
Yeah, I'll take the shittiest option available that I can comfortably fit on. I'm not gonna scrunch up into a ball, but
Okay. Okay. And then Otto.
Whichever one is still available for me.
Okay.
I'm
Otto.
small. I
Yeah.
can fit in anywhere.
Yeah. Harmony takes the big bed all to her little self, and Macy's takes the opposite.
Yep.
Macy's, as you set the skull down, Elio just sloshes out of it. His eyes closed completely, but there's just like a puddle of slime still attached to the skull a bit, but just if a slime could pass out drunk, this is what it would look like.
Okay. Wonderful mental image. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So everybody just wants to quietly get some sleep.
Yup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So as you sleep, Harmony,
Mhm.
you sleep peacefully. You're not sure how long. You've got a couple wild dreams. Nothing that you really retain, but suddenly you feel very awake. Uh, but you're not within the inn room anymore. You seem to be in some sort of a temple. There's not much light. Everything is almost black and white. There's not a lot of color here. The world itself sort of swirls and shakes in a static like way. You're on your knees. You stand up, taking in the environment. You see what looks to be a large minotaur like creature, completely encased in black with bright red eyes, sitting on what looks to be a stone throne. There's massive pillars that rise up in the room around him, like leading up to him, and a walkway that leads to him, just sitting there with his chin on his fist, staring at you.
This doesn't seem fun.
You immediately get the sense of Fey nature, Fey wild, the same feeling that you had when you were there, the bewilderment of it, the feeling of being lost, of not knowing where you are, how to get out. Uh, this creature seems familiar to you somehow.
All right. I'll just ask the creature, what is this?
He's a good distance away. You would fly up to him and ask him.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll fly up to him and ask him, what is this?
The eyes almost burn when you get close to him. Uh,
Like, I feel heat burn, or?
you don't feel anything really. You don't feel any heat, any winds. You don't really feel much of yourself at all. But you can
Okay.
see his eyes burning like fire almost. Snorts a bit and leans forward. So I've been looking for you for a very long time.
Well, that's nice.
I have
How can I
something.
be of service?
I have something you want.
What do you have?
You see him lift his arm, and in his hand is that blade that you lost.
Where am I?
You know where you are. Don't you remember?
Is this the god dude? The dude
No,
bro?
does not look anything like Mogus. Aside from being a Minotaur, it's the only similarities. But you do not get the idea that he is Mogus. This is something else.
Does he seem more powerful than Mogus?
Um, with your knowledge of what Fey power is, this creature does have what appears to be a fearsome power. Being close to him, you feel it as well. Recalls to your time in the Feywild, your interactions with the creatures there that are deceptively powerful. He seems to be that.
Okay. So what's the catch?
There's no catch. It's like I told you, I'd always protect you.
Your agony?
I am not agony. The blade is agony.
Are you not one and the same?
We are not one and the same, though we are of the same family. Do you want this?
Well, yes, but we need better terms if I'm to accept it.
There's nothing that I seek from you.
Oh no, it's nothing that you might seek from me, but agony can't have full control if
Mm,
I'm to use agony.
your relationship with this being is yours. I only means to give you the protection that you need to survive, as I always have.
But how can you protect me from a sword if you don't have any control over it?
I protect you as I can. Of course, I await for you to return to me in the wilds.
I don't want to go back to the wilds.
It's your home here. Why would you not return?
I was lost in there for so long.
You know, some that are lost aren't really lost. This was your home. Don't you want to go home?
Sometimes it's easier than traveling with companions.
Well, you will always know the way. I wait for you here.
How much knowledge does the agony have?
I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that. I only knew it was something that you sought, and I retrieved it. It is yours if you'd like it. And he reaches his arm down and stabs the sword into the ground in front of you.
Okay, but what's your name?
You don't remember my name?
Do I look like I remember your name?
Has it really been that long?
Time doesn't work the same in the wilds as it does outside of the wilds.
You'll remember.
Oh dear.
He stands up and walks around you and begins moving away from you.
Alrighty, I take back agony.
Okay. As you
I
grab the
go,
sword, you feel the connection again. It reaches up and latches to your arm.
alright, new rules, agony. You're not allowed to go past my wrist.
He immediately retracts a bit as it was reaching up towards your elbow again. It comes back, settles about around about at your wrist.
Thank you.
Just like your father, I seek only to protect you. The sword projects
Excuse me?
to you.
My father? The what now?
You're almost immediately pulled back out of that world. You're startled awake as you're back in the inn room. The rest of your party is quiet, silently sleeping. But that blade is attached to your arm. Still with you. Somehow transported.
Well, I need sleep, so I'm just gonna cuddle with the sword.
Okay. Now, let's see. Lazuli, roll a perception for me. And Ashi.
Not me being muted. Did you say perception or deception?
Perception.
Perception.
What are you deceiving when you're asleep?
I don't fucking know, man. I just heard deception.
27.
Ooh,
Oh shit, that's a nat 20.
okay. So at some point in the night,
Deceptive as fuck.
you're not sure exactly what time it is. It's still dark as you awaken to what sounds like a couple thumps, pretty loud, from the hallway outside your room.
Does it sound like somebody's knocking on the door, or does it just sound like people being loud out there?
Sounded like something hitting the floor out there. 2 quick thumps. Woke you right up.
I'm going to look around the room to see if anybody else woke up.
Everybody else
Did
Ashi, are
we
you
seems
both
to
of
be.
us up, or?
Yeah, you are both awake. Everybody else is sleeping peacefully.
Alright, I'm gonna make eye contact and then huff and get out of bed to check to see what the heck it was.
I'm gonna put my finger to my lips to just indicate to be quiet.
Okay. Do you guys open the door?
Is it possible to quietly open the door? Like, did the door squeak at all in the day?
No, it didn't seem to make any noise when you opened it earlier. You can quietly open the door.
Let's hold off on opening it for a second. Is there still sound out there?
So you stop for a second. Do you want to like lean into the door and listen, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So leaning into the door, you hear what sounds like something being dragged.
Oh.
Great.
And then with the point in the night, where's the needle on before or after getting resources back?
I'll say you can have the benefits of the rest at the moment.
Okay, that was the opposite of what I wanted.
Really? You did not want your full rest?
Well, I wanted to use something, but then get it back by the morning.
Oh, yeah, no, you.
Yeah,
Well,
no, that's fine. That's fine.
No, I mean, I'll say all right if you want it that way, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
I'm going to cantrip message at Ashi and say I'm going to hide 1 second, and then I am going to cast invisibility on myself, and then I'll pat Ashi just as like a hey, I'm still here. And then very slowly, carefully crack the door open.
Okay. Roll stealth for me. Just with the motion of the door.
I switched dice, and it also gave me a natural 20.
So yeah, you're able to just crack the door open very deftly. You see outside, being dragged out towards the area, not towards the marketplace area or towards the tavern area, but back into the alleys further below, into the city. There are two of those hoplite guards, and they're dragging what looks to be a human man, unconscious.
No, I can't do that. I'm going to whisper what I'm seeing to Ashi.
Oh, so you said 2 guards dragging an unconscious human man?
Yes.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Do we want to do anything?
Ashi, any ideas?
I don't have a way to communicate, I don't think.
I'm literally whispering to you right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know, we don't know him.
You can also respond with the message cantrip.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But I am
Yeah,
since I'm
just as a note.
invisible, I can't use message again.
Yeah.
Just sort of slowly dragging this guy off into the darkness.
Should I? Do you want me to follow them?
That's kind of the question, because like I'm invisible right now, so I could
I also have my ways to following.
sneak pretty easily. And so that's the question: do we want to?
Did we ever figure out where that group of people that we talked to earlier, like what room they were staying in?
No, they said they were in the same inn. But you're
we
not
don't
sure.
know where, so we don't know if this person is with them.
Right.
Well, they're the hoplite guards. They're like official people dragging a guy.
Yes.
And I don't think. Oh, never mind. I know your question. I don't know if that man is with them.
Exactly, the unconscious one.
Right. Yeah, if you want to go sneaky with me, we can go check it out.
Okay. I feel like turning into a bug is a terrible idea. In terms of like staying alive.
Up to you. It's a bold choice.
I mean, there's also bat or cat.
The cat is a little suspicious. Actually, no, I'm gonna turn into a black cat.
Okay. And do you guys move out into the hallway?
Yeah, I'm staying in the shadows, like.
Yeah, you can definitely stay towards more of the shaded side of the street.
Yeah, I feel like a black cat would be pretty stealthy and quiet in this.
In the night.
Okay. So they round a corner. As you follow along and pass behind, you see the same individual that had sat down in the tavern with you earlier. I'll put his picture back in here. The more morose gentleman. He nods to the two hoplite guards, and they lift the guy unconscious. Doesn't look like he's been wounded at all, but he's definitely unconscious, and throw him in the back of a wagon. The man hands them what seems to be a sack of coins, ties whoever this is onto this wagon, gets on a horse, and begins to ride off into the streets beyond.
I am not inclined to follow, but what's this guy doing? Did this guy get in the wagon and leave with them, or is he still there?
Yeah, he's the one that got on the horse and rode away. The guards themselves are moving off back in your direction currently, slowly.
Got it. Well, I have no way to communicate or indicate anything to Ashi at the moment, but I am going to make my way back to the inn.
Do I know that's where you're going?
No.
Like...
Nope.
Yep.
You can do whatever you want from here.
Yeah, as far as you know, Lazuli is still around there somewhere.
Okay.
Well, I can. I'll pet the cat.
Thanks. That's gonna tell me a whole bunch.
That doesn't really help at all, but if you pet the cat and
I'm
leave, the cat would
gonna.
still maybe assume you're around.
I'm. No,
You
I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be a little brat, and I'm going to tug your tail in the direction that I'm walking.
I'm gonna hiss in your direction.
Ooh.
Making noise.
As you hiss, one of those guards that's moving in the direction stops and begins looking around.
I'm gonna run the other direction.
you just run off.
Just kind of run off to some trash cans or something.
Yeah, there's a couple spots you can just like run and jump.
Yeah.
One of the guards motions, some goddamn cat. So let's just get out of here. All right, we've done enough tonight. Let's go. And they move back off up the alleyway towards your inn room.
Ho ho. We'll follow behind.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they're going back to the building, absolutely, I'm following.
So they pass by the doorways to the any of the rooms, and they move back into the Agora Square. You still want to keep following?
I'm not going to follow, but I'm gonna watch for as far as I can, because that's a pretty long open stretch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big open marketplace. It's late at night right now. There's really nothing happening out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just want to like hold the corner there and sort of keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Okay, so you watch them move. They move through the square, completely past and off in the direction of the Temple of Heliod. You sort of lose sight of them as they pass into the more like upper class residential area there.
Got it. Uh, do I see the cat? Where'd the cat go?
Ashi, are you still around?
Yeah, I'm still around.
I'm gonna go back to our room and I'll open the door and watch for the cat.
What comes in?
I will step into the room and close the door.
Cat,
I'll drop invisibility.
Okay. Ashi, are you still a cat?
No, I dropped the cat.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
no longer a cat.
All right. Now, do you want to go back to sleep for the night? What do you want to do?
Yep. Let's just go back to bed. We can tell the others about that in the morning.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out if someone's disappeared. Someone's just not in here. We could ask around tomorrow. Just be like, oh yeah, we heard a bump in the night.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Somebody got taken.
Better not be my bartender.
We'll find
Jeez.
out.
All right. So you guys, a little rattled by it, but you get back to sleep. You rest through. Wake back up. It's a little active outside. Sounds like there's some activity. The rest of the party, you guys can all sort of come to.
Okay.
So full rest, you get all your HP back, all your spells, everything is completely reset.
Yay.
Finally healed the damage from the little Rose Knight friend. It's been so long.
What would you guys like to do?
Snow said he has to go soonish. Is this a good stopping point?
Okay. Yeah, I mean this is just the half. So if we want to stop here, we can continue on Friday.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I enjoy Katashi.
So, yep, just a little bit of the early setup, and we'll continue things with Friday's game. Which I mean, Friday can be another half game too if you guys like, or we can go full. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm down for either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we
I said-
can play by ear.
Yeah, I think it just depends on how everyone's schedule works out and if anyone needs to go, kind of thing.
Yeah, especially since snow is so far ahead of us.